JWoww usually stays fairly quiet about her 2 children, but the truth is that she's experienced some issues while raising her son and daughter that are pretty serious. So what's really happening with JWoww's kids? Are they doing okay? And what's the status of their relationship with their father? Let's get into it. JWoww recently shared a few photos of her children, Grayson and Melanie, on their birthdays. In May, Grayson turned 7 years old, while Melanie just turned 9 in July. JWoww's kids are growing up so fast, and they've overcome so much in the last few years. JWoww encountered one of her biggest parenting challenges when her son was having trouble reaching his developmental milestones. When Grayson was about a year old, JWoww and Roger noticed that he didn't seem to hear them very well, but what happened next was totally unexpected. JWoww revealed to Insider that after specialists told her that Grayson's hearing was normal, she and Roger were lost. They didn't know what to do because their son still didn't really respond when he was spoken to. But soon, they made an unbelievable discovery. JWoww explained that when Grayson turned 2, his struggles became more obvious. He wasn't hitting many of the milestones that other 2-year-olds were able to reach. That was when Grayson's doctor made a truly life-changing recommendation. JWoww said that her son's doctor suggested having him tested for autism. She added that after Grayson was formally diagnosed with a developmental disorder, more help was available to him, but that doesn't mean it's been an easy journey. Not by a mile. Apparently, the different therapies that were important to helping Grayson succeed and grow weren't covered by JWoww or Roger's insurance. And after they took out private insurance to get their son the care he needed, they hit another insane roadblock. JWoww shared that Grayson's diagnosis was really just the tip of the iceberg. She didn't fully understand exactly how the condition affected him. She tried to plan an exciting trip for him shortly after, but that was when everything came completely crashing down. JWoww wanted Grayson to have a fun, much-needed break from doctor's appointments. She took him to a pro wrestling event in New York City, which she thought he would absolutely love. But sadly, it turned out to be a recipe for disaster. The loud noises and bright lights were way too much for Grayson to handle. JWoww explained that he had sensory overload almost right away. But even after she realized the extent of her son's sensory processing issues, there was still so much to figure out. About a year after Grayson was diagnosed with autism, JWoww revealed a heartbreaking update on Instagram. On top of everything else, her son had started to struggle with his obsessive-compulsive symptoms. What she confessed next was devastating. JWoww admitted that she didn't know what to expect. She wasn't sure if Grayson would eventually be diagnosed with obsessive-compulsive disorder or if the symptoms were related to autism. But one thing was exceptionally clear. JWoww wanted the best for Grayson, and she was willing to do literally anything to make that happen. She arranged for different specialists to help Grayson almost every day of the week. It would be a huge understatement to say that he was extremely busy. Between speech therapy, behavior therapy, and occupational therapy to learn life skills, Grayson's schedule was so packed. But all of the therapists that he met with for years actually helped him make a crazy amount of progress. Just last fall, JWoww made an unbelievable announcement. In September, JWoww revealed in an Instagram post that Grayson was about to start his first day of school. The photo showed him seated in a school bus, looking pretty excited. But JWoww clearly had some seriously mixed feelings. She added that 4 years earlier, she never would have guessed that Grayson would be going to school. She thought that he would continue doing his therapy routine at home, safely by her side. But she was so proud of his hard work, so she was doing her best to push her worries to the side. Without a doubt, JWoww has always appeared to be a super dedicated mom. So when she filed for divorce from Roger at the end of 2018, she tried to keep the details private for the sake of their kids. Unfortunately, Roger wasn't exactly on the same page. After the couple split up, they were in an unbelievably messy situation. It was reported that JWoww had been granted a temporary order of protection against Roger. At around the same time, he posted videos to his Instagram that showed him in the back of a police car. What happened next was so bizarre. Roger ended up indirectly going after JWoww in a series of ugly verbal attacks online. Meanwhile, she tried to keep the full truth off social media so the kids would never see it. But in January 2019, she released a statement on her website that was incredibly heated. JWoww claimed that Roger had allegedly caused her physical harm and even posted a video of one of the incidents. Despite that, she had told the police that he was still a good dad and should be able to see their children. So for him to be talking about her so terribly online was absolutely ridiculous. JWoww made it known that her main concern was protecting their kids, which was why she had stayed quiet for so long. She called out Roger for not sharing the same mindset, considering he had been trashing her online for weeks. But that wasn't all. JWoww also accused Roger of feeding their son food that he was allergic to and not following through with his therapy appointments. Grayson thrived on routine, so he was probably struggling to process all of that, if it was true. Melanie and Grayson were both young at the time, but they were old enough to realize that their family dynamic was different. They were going through intense changes because of their parents' divorce. To make things worse, it seemed like JWoww and Roger would never be able to successfully co-parent. But strangely enough, Roger seemed to have a major change of heart a few months later. And when JWoww started dating her now fiancé, Zach Carpinello, in April 2019, Roger made a seriously unexpected revelation. Astonishingly, Roger told E! News that he was actually happy for for JWoww and her new boyfriend. It even seemed like the two were co-parenting pretty smoothly, but several months later, they ran into an insanely challenging situation. During an episode of Jersey Shore Family Vacation that had been filmed around August 2019, JWoww claimed that Roger was being difficult. Allegedly, he had agreed to take the kids for a week while she filmed, but at the last minute, he went back on his word. Thankfully, it seems like that was a relatively minor bump in the road. Since then, they appear to have put the past behind them and worked out their issues. What JWoww revealed about their co-parenting relationship last year was honestly crazy. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, JWoww claimed that co-parenting with Roger had really improved. Apparently, he'd been very understanding when it came to her unpredictable filming schedule. But as surprising as that was, what she said next was shocking. JWoww admitted that she and Roger actually balanced each other in a startling way. Once they had both committed to putting their kids first, everything completely changed for the better. JWoww shared that Roger was a very involved father and was totally on board with Grayson's therapy. She also called him a great role model for their children, which I never would have expected a few years ago. Believe it or not, JWoww even said that she and Roger were co-parenting so well, it felt like they were finally a family. It sounds like they're both fully invested in their kids' lives and want to spend as much time as they can with them. I'm sure it also helps that Roger has been supportive of JWoww's relationship. He said that he has no reason to dislike Zach, especially because he's good to Grayson and Meilani. They're all able to be in the same place together when the kids have events or on special occasions. Despite how rocky it must have been for Meilani and Grayson to adjust to their parents' divorce, it sounds like they're both happy and healthy now. Thankfully, JWoww and Roger are determined to make sure their son has the best care possible. Although JWoww's kids may have struggled with the family changes, it seems like everything is much better today. Both JWoww and Roger seem like loving, supportive, and hands-on parents, and they've come such a long way in their co-parenting journey. But now that we've gotten into the issues that Grayson and Meilani have experienced, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on how JWoww made sure Grayson had the help he needed after his autism diagnosis? Are you surprised that JWoww and Roger's co-parenting relationship has improved so much? Let me know in the comments below.